Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you're doing well, but I hope you are. Today we will be looking at my vinyl collection. I just started collecting records in August. That's when I first got my record player, and since then I've accumulated quite a number of polyvinyl chloride. It's nice, having another medium to listen to your music in that isn't, dependent upon a subscription service or something. But yeah, I'll just walk you through, talk about each album that I own, and in no specific order, just because I feel like it. So without further ado, let's start with my two 7-inch singles. The first one is The White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl. Great song. And I actually got it at, as you can see here, Third Man Records in Nashville, Tennessee. But I got this single because it actually contains two songs, one from two different albums. The first one, Fell in Love with a Girl, is from White Blood Cells. And the second one, I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself, is actually from Elephant, the same album as, Seven Nation Army. And so yeah, that's that. And of course, since Third Man is Jack White's record company, I had to get something by White Stripes. But anyway, my second one is something I ordered online. It's 9 Inch Nails. There's hit single from Tron Ares, As Alive As You Need Me to Be. This single actually doesn't come with the larger hole in the middle for some reason, but yeah, of course it has a single on one side, and then on the other, a instrumental, non-lyrical song from the soundtrack, Empathetic Response. That's the scene in the film where she has an empathetic response. But an interesting thing about this single, about the packaging, is that it doesn't come with a sleeve, so I kind of have to keep it in the same little plastic case as the White Stripes, so that the 7-inch doesn't just dip out if I'm not careful. Now let's move on to the 12 inches, shall we? This first one is the first record that I ever got for myself. The first one I purchased with my own money. And this is Godspeed You Black Emperor, F sharp, A sharp, Infinity. Yeah. Let me take it out of the plastic so you can see it better. Yeah, it's got a little train wheel on the cover. There's like 3 different versions or 3 different covers at the store I went to, but yeah, and this is a really cool album. If you haven't heard of Godspeed, they're like the fathers of post-rock. I'm not going to try and explain what that is, but essentially their songs are pretty long and there aren't any lyrics. It's just, straight rock music, but it starts slow and then it builds and it gets larger and more instruments come in, and it's really fun. And cool thing about indie bands like this, that sometimes you'll get little trinkets, like a little picture of a train. It also came with a let me see if I can get it out. I don't know, just some paper. I'm not sure what a lot of this means, but it's there. Here it is, a little coin that, according to the pages in the record, it was smashed by a active train, like on a railroad track or something. I don't know. Which, if that's true, I'm impressed to the commitment of whoever's in charge of putting these vinyls together, because wow, like you'd have to like put out a bunch of pennies in a row to, or like, be able to sell that many is, Anyway, moving on to the other Godspeed record that I have. This is their latest one, released in, I don't know, last year sometime. And yeah, as you can see, there's no title. As of 13 February 2024, 28,340 dead. I mean, it's true, you know. Again, just black vinyl, kind of standard, but it's a 2 LP as opposed to 1, so it's longer. It's even got some music that was not released on streaming. Well, you can't even listen to the rest of this album on streaming anymore, but on its D side, there is an entire like 20 or so minutes of just this untitled ambient track, and it's really interesting, really somber. I don't know. It's beyond words. It's indescribable. Next, we have a beloved band, King Gizzard and the Wizzard. Oh my god. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Wow. Polygon Wonderland. Certainly have a thing for tongue twisters. Now this album, this vinyl, is super cool because it has 3 different colors. Well, 4 depending on how you look at it. But yeah, like that's so cool. I got this off of Amazon. Oh, there's a hair on it. But yeah, King Gizzard, psychedelic rock band. They engage in a wide variety of, you know, kind of storytelling methods. A lot of their albums are like concept albums. And I love this album especially because they experiment with a lot of odd time signatures. And if you know me, I'm a fiend for odd time signatures. Yep, there's Papa Stu. Got the lyric chart right here. Good stuff. After that, another kind of experimental indie band, Xiu Xiu. Fabulous Muscles is the title of this record. Yeah, black vinyl. Still, it's a good album. Kind of weird, kind of abrasive in some parts. It's not for everyone, but I like it. I find meaning in it. Now, next, if you have not heard this album or even seen this cover, like, what are you doing? OK Computer, it's just a classic, you know. Actually not my favorite Radiohead record, because I mean there's just so many and they're all so good, but still, I love every single track off of this album. It's, I mean, what's not to love? It's, you know, not avant-garde, but it's pioneering toward a new sound that not a lot of people were striving toward. I don't know. Listen to this if you haven't. Continuing down the rock train, we have Heatmiser, Mike City Sons. Heatmiser is the band, Mike City Sons is the album title. I should clarify that. But yeah, if you know Elliott Smith, this was a band he was in before he became Elliott Smith. He was a co-songwriter, kind of a co-frontman of the band, along with Neil Gust. He writes half the songs, Neil writes half the songs. Pink vinyl too, which is crazy. But yeah, I also got this at Third Man Records. This is a deluxe edition reissue of the album from, what year is it? I don't know, just sometime in the 90s. My favorite track off of this, though, has to be in this second disc, which is blue, by the way. Let's see, right there. Christian Brothers rock version. Now, Christian Brothers is a song on Elliot's like self-titled LP, and it's one of my favorite songs of his. It's so good. If you want to get into him, listen to that song. But yeah, there's a rock version, and I own it on vinyl, which is so cool. Now for something a bit harder, Sleater-Kinney. If you're familiar with the Riot Grrrl movement, let's see, Corin Tucker is kind of a one of the pioneers or the founders of the, you know, that movement. But yeah, she went on to form this band with Carrie Brownstein and drummer Jeanette Weiss, or Weiss, or whatever, I don't know. And this is a 2 LP, or I guess technically 1.5 LP, that I got for $20, which is a great price for something like this, and for such a good album. I'm really just in love with this album. There's so many great tracks. Jumpers, if you want to get into this band, listen to Jumpers, it's a great song. But yeah, as I said, there is no D-side, it's just 1.5 LP. Because they couldn't fit it all into one disc, since there is a like 10-minute track that there's just not any room for on the A or B side. So yeah, I get why they did that. Now, give me a minute while I try to put this back in. Lyric chart. In the Woods. Because that is the title of the album, The Woods. Now, speaking of women at the forefront, of a genre of some sort, we have Fiona Apple, When the Pawn. When the pawn hits the conflicts, he thinks like a king. What he knows throws the blows when he goes to the fight. I'm not reading it, but it's all in here. Kind of hard to read with the font color, but yeah. Used to be the longest album title ever until I think someone one-upped her after a while. But yeah, this is just a great album. I've been in love with it for years. Very minimalistic packaging. Got the track list on the back, title on the sleeves, along with the lyric chart, all in one thing. But yeah, really stoked to have this. But yeah, thanks Mom, this is a gift from her. So next, Boygenius, the record. This is the record by Boygenius. If you don't know, Boygenius is, it's like a super group formed by Lucy Dacus, Phoebe Bridgers, and Julian Baker. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. Despite this being a gatefold, it's actually just one LP. And the vinyl itself is crystal clear. It's really cool. And of course it comes with a lyric chart, but not a traditional one. It's actually, if I can get this in here first, it's like a, here it is. It's called a zine, and it's printed out on like folded paper that's just stapled together. And each page is a different song, and it's like a collage of pictures in the background, and it's really cool. Really creative use of a, you know, something to put your lyrics on. Now, speaking of Lucy Dacus, here is a solo record of hers, her most recent one, released last year, I think. It's it's great, you know, just straightforward kind of pop, but indie singer-songwriter, you know. I love the vintage look of this packaging. It's got the lyrics on here with, you know, little fun little drawings. Yeah, and on the sleeve of the record as well. Unfortunately, I did order this through Amazon, and maybe this is a caveat of that, but it's a bit warped. I'm trying to fix that, but hey, at least it looks cool. It's Greek marble. That's what it called the color. So yeah, just interesting. Oh, and I can't forget the poster. Let me show you that. Here is the woman herself. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway. Okay, so this next album is the one that I show to like literally everyone whenever I'm like introducing my my records. This is Uptime by Jackson Laird, and if you look at the credits here next to electric guitar, yeah, JC Dittmer II. That's me. So Jackson Laird is a friend of mine. We haven't really met in person, but we're like online friends. And he wrote this jazz album. Really great composer, by the way. But he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, you want to play guitar on it?" And I was like, "Heck yeah!" And so I did. Did it all remotely, but yeah, Uptime. It's a jazz record. There's a lot of variety in it for a jazz record. The title track is, as you might assume, an up-tempo, like straightforward melodic jazz song. But there's also, you know, some funk tracks, some Japanese jazz fusion inspired stuff. It's really great if you're just looking for some new and interesting jazz music to listen to. It's on streaming everywhere, so yeah, check it out. Another instrumental album that I have is Psycho, the original score to the 1960 whatever film. Yeah, I found this at a Second & Charles, and it's pretty rad. It comes in a blood red vinyl, which is sick as hell. But here's the man. Got a track list, but it's sideways. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, I love this score. It's really great how he was Bernard Herrmann, the guy who wrote the score. He was limited to just using strings throughout the whole album. It's only string instruments, and I like when artists limit themselves like that. You know, it really brings out a lot of creative stuff, creative uses of the instrument. Oh my god, I'm not keeping that in. There's no way I'm keeping that in. Okay, I know that's a lot of records, but this is the last one. However, it is not the least. This is Hildur Guðnadóttir, Where to From, another recently released record. And I got this because I just saw it on the website of the record company. It comes with a signed photo, and I was like, oh my god, I need this. If you don't know Hildur, she's like just a brilliant cellist and composer, and you know, she won an Oscar for the score to Joker, and I think a Grammy award for her score to Chernobyl. I just love everything she makes, and she's been like one of my favorite artists for years. Yeah, it comes with some really interesting artwork. This photo just brilliantly captures what her music sounds like. It's this. Yeah, we got, it has an interview of her with director Todd Field. And then we got the vinyl itself. Again, clear record, and this is like even, it's like glass. Yeah, I can see through it so well. It's, yeah, I love this thing. Going to treasure it forever. So that is all of the records that I own right now, at least. No, I'll definitely end up getting more records in the future because it's just so fun. I love this, but if that happens, maybe I'll make another video updating you on my new ones. Who knows? But if you want to see more stuff from me, I just released a short film last month. You can check it out. It's less than 15 minutes, so it won't take up much of your time. But yeah, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed, and see ya.